And a fair catch signaled for and taken success.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that.
Fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick. Other than that's it.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside. Here in this first quarter. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. 45. Go.
2nd and 6. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Tackle. Mike, check 33. 33. I'm on. Go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 45-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Nifty running by Barkley there on 1st down. He scoots forward for 7 yards, sets him up nicely, 2nd and 3. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll try the left side. Aiken. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll drop to throw. And he's got his target. That's more. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 21.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changed for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Second down. Incomplete on the jump ball. Brings up 3rd down.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Results in a 4th down.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Pilot, 64. Weak.
Throwing Jones. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 46 yards. Now a first down carry by Jones. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
6-6, pull it high.
On 2nd and 9. Jones, and he fires one incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Check. Fresno. Weapon. 52's the mic. Go.
Room here to run. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Now Parkey for the extra point. And this one. Ball game.
Makes the score. Packers 14. Steelers 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On second down, here's Barkley. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. Zoom, zoom. 3 down. Check 26, check 26. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Hey, check 24, watch 24.
He'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
3 down. Hey, check Mike 33.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for Moore. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. And an incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10.
Hey, you got 3 down, 3 down. Check squeeze. Check hot route. Hot.
Second and 10. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Ready to get their next drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
It's a gain of 6, and it's third down.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
They still playing soft. Y'all play. You draw Porter.
Operating from the gun, Jones flushed out right. And that is incomplete.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on third down.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th.
Go.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 42-yard line.
Ready! 90s Wolf!
I smell fear in that offense.
Kill. Christone Travis. Turn it up. Mike 52.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Hey, orbit.
Here's Jones to throw on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon, so that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Yeah, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Tighten up. Go. What do you want?
This is Barkley.
I got you, boy.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
33. Here we go. Show it up.
49, check 49.
They're going to look to throw. Sideline throw, that's caught by Moore. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I'm being given much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
33.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Get ready. At their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
At the 40-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T. Check your hot read.
61, matchbox white. Hey, high 7. 52, right 52. Don't get nervous.
52 is the mic right here, over there, right? 52 is the mic.
Topper, topper. Deep grip, deep grip.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
X3, 218, chopper.
Two right here. 52. Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. Kill, kill, kill.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Here we go. 30 base.
That's right, baby. Slam, slam, slam.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Get him, get him, get him. Like 22.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Touchdown, Packers! As his guys are in for 6, and the Packers have retaken the lead. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation where you try and get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper.
And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. That's it. 45 the mic, 45 the mic. Zip it. Go. Check, check 43. Check, lucky. Get him on. Rest. Watch twits. Go. Hey, check mic 45, check mic 45.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Steps away to his left. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. You got three down. Come on. Check. Hey, check motion man. Get hands on motion man. Out.
He'll look to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone.
Under 10.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Let's go.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that's knocked away and incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Smooth. Watch the blood. Motion. Blood. No.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander, and now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
It's a turnover on down.
59. Double dog. Safety's creeping. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Check 59. Yeah. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Here we go. Switch. Go. Motion.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Shit. I love flare. 36.
Saquon Barkley running right, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
2nd and 14. He completes it to Henry. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 8.
Let's get it. Mike, check. 59.
They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath.
Allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And his kick is indeed good, and that's going to tie things at 20. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Let's go.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
On 1st down, Jones. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll go again to Jones. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. A big run there by Jones. 55 yards. Well, this game's ripe for the taking, and that run, I think it means he wants to take it.
Not only does he want to take it, he doesn't care what they're going to do on the defensive side of the ball. You can be prepared for him. He's coming at you anyway.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
2nd and goal at the Steelers' 1-yard line.
On the ready.
2nd and goal from the 1.
80 weapons.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. They come out here in the eye. From back at the 3 now. This is 3rd and goal. Here's Jones, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
45, 45, Mike, 45. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hatchet. Switch.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll run with the big man, Campbell. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 4th down.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Jones now throwing on 4th down. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Set. 18 Gator.
Watch the run. Good stop, baby. That's the baby stop. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Score.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, I don't want to sound old or anything here, partner, but I remember the days in this situation where you just put the ball in the hands of a running back. Now, it could be anyone carrying the football to try and pick up a first down or a touchdown.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Bang, 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 bang. Blue draw quarter.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Now for the point after. The rain making this treacherous, but the extra point is good, and with it, it'll give them the lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Here's Campbell, and he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
At the 40-yard line.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Greystone travel.
Hey, here we go.
Look at me. Zip it. Go.
Jones. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now Jones on 3rd down. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with touchdown number 12 on the year as they have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now Parkey for the extra point. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, echo. Hey, lock it.
Hey, watch this, watch this. Chance.
Go.
Turn up. Kill, turn up.
Yo, cheaters. Ready?
On 4th down, Duckworth flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
1st and 10 at the 38.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You might be getting tired of seeing me.
On the run, it's Barkley. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
The tackle made by Kevin King.
Mike 45.
It's a pickup of 3.
They're right. Check.
Again, it's Barkley.
Mike, 45.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he'll go down, but not before getting us inside the 30. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Steelers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, alert 3. Mike 5'9", 59's Mike. Check, 59. I know he ain't got it. Go.
Back to throw.
Let's go, D.
Going right side here, and that's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
At the Packers' 22-yard line.
They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Pick the edge, pick the edge. Go, go. Go, go.
Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Incomplete on the throwaway. It's now 4th down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. So that'll back them up 5. Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on 4th down?
24 is the mic. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. 24 is the mic. Bring it. Check. Let's go. Come on. He's checking. He's checking. He's checking. Crash. Crash.
And now again, the play clock's going to run out on him. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. No move to get the offense off the field here. They've converted once on this drive. On 4th, they'll go again and try it once more.
24 is the mic. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. 24 is the mic. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. That's it.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down.
Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. Shit. Take 4.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for Green Bay, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.